Hello everyone, welcome to the Wisdom School of Accountancy. My name is Saim Qureshi and I am your tutor for financial management subject. In today's session, we are going to talk about the exam pattern of this ACCA FM. We will have a brief overview regarding the syllabus areas and we will discuss what are the features that we offer in our course, okay, in our course package. So let's start. First of all, I will talk about the exam pattern. So there are three sections in financial management exam: section A, section B, and section C. In section A, there are 15 OTQs. OTQs means objective type questions. In objective type questions, uh, there can be MCQs, multiple choice questions. There can be true or false or yes or no question. Like for the right statement, if the statement is correct, you have to enter yes. If the statement is wrong, you have to click on no. So kind of like true, false, or yes, no question. Drag and drop questions, like you have to drag right statements to their respective right answers. Similarly, there can be blanks as well. Blanks basically means that examiner might ask you to calculate something and you have to enter your answer. You don't have to write any words, you just have to enter the numerical answer. So such type of questions can also be tested. Each question carry 2 marks. So total 15 objective type questions, each question carry 2 marks. So in total, your section A will be of 30 marks. Now remember, there is no partial marking. Either you will get 2 or you will get 0. Okay, let's say for example, if in the question there are 5 statements and you have to tell which of the 2 are correct, and one statement you choose that was correct and one was incorrect. So it does not mean that now you will get 1 mark because you choose one correct. No, you have to choose both of the correct statements, only then you will be able to get 2 marks. If you choose one right, one wrong, still you are getting 0 marks. Then comes section B. In section B, there will be 3 OT cases, or you can say scenario based questions. A scenario will be given to you, and from that scenario, further 5 OTQs will be asked. So you can say that regarding one scenario, 5 objective type question, each question carry 2 marks. So in total, 10 marks of one OT case or one case based question. Okay. So there are 3 OTKs. In total, 30 marks. Section B will be of 30 marks. Now, this section A and section B, they are marked by the software, which means that they are automatically checked. Like, for example, in the ACCA foundation level exams or knowledge level exam or even the law exam, when you finish the paper, you get the marks just after you end the exam, because those questions are marked automatically by software. Okay. But here, only section A and B will be marked by software. So they are not manually marked. No examiner, check your answer. It's automatically marked by software. Though you won't get the result at the same time. The result will come out after a month. But these are automatically marked. That is why, I told you that there is no partial marking in section A and section B as well. Then comes section C, and section C is a really important area of financial management, in which 2 CRQs, which means constructed response questions, will be tested. 2 CRQs, constructed response questions, they will be tested. And this section C will test your application skills, will test your drafting skills, that how do you write down, how do you draft the answer. The calculation based stuff you have to do on Excel, the writing based stuff you have to do on Word. So in section C, expect both the Excel question, which means the calculation question, and the theoretical part as well, in which you have to draft your answer. You have to write down the answer. Okay. So 2 CRQs, 1 CRQ is of 20 marks. So in total, 40 marks. Total exam is of 100 marks. Passing rate is 50%. Passing percentage is 50% of every ACCA exam. The time that will be allowed to you is 3 hours. So it is basically a 3 hours computer based exam. Okay. Section C is manually marked by examiner. So you will be getting marks for every right step that you did. Okay. Remember that. So that is an edge that you get in section C, which was not available in section A and B. Now let's quickly go through the syllabus areas. Like, let's have a brief discussion that what are we going to study in this chapter, in this course, ACCFM. So there are 6 syllabus areas. The first one is financial management function and environment. In this area, We will talk about the role of the financial management or the financial manager in a company, in a firm, in a business. We have to understand what are the objectives of financial management, what is the difference between private and public sector organizations, a role of financial manager in investing, financing, dividend decisions of the company, different types of the financial decision that a manager had to take, and the environment, the financial markets and institutions, interest rates, what is the impact of the interest rates on the business. So these are the topics or the areas that we will be discussing in syllabus area A. Okay, remember, this is completely theory based area. By theory based area, I mean that it's all reading based stuff. There is nothing conceptual in it, all knowledge based stuff that you have to just go through, that you have to read. Then the next area is investment appraisal, and it is a most important, it is most important area of the FM. Okay, like of all the syllabus areas, investment appraisal is the most important, and it is also like majority calculation based. Okay, it's calculation heavy area. Now, in this investment appraisal, we will be talking about different appraisal techniques. Appraisal means to analyze something. Okay, and you are appraising the investment, so it means you are analyzing different investments that are available, and then you have to choose the one, the one that is most viable for you, the most profitable for you. Like the one that you want to choose before like going for the different, there will be different options available, different investments available. Which one is the right to choose? How will you decide that? You will use the appraisal techniques. There are different appraisal techniques that we will be talking in this investment appraisal area. There's payback period, net present value method, internal rate of return method, then accounting rate of return method. We will also talk about different types of the decision that a manager have to take, like lease versus buy decision, whether to lease an asset or buy an asset for the purpose of using it on the project. Uh, Asset replacement decision, how frequently should we replace our assets. Then capital rationing decision, with when there is shortage of capital available, in how do you rank the investments, in which project you should invest first, and then second, we have to make these kind of decisions. Then we will also talk about that if there is risk and uncertainty involved, how do we handle that in investment appraisal? So these are the things that we are going to be discussing in the investment appraisal area. Then the third area is business finance and WAC. In business finance and WAC, first of all, we are going to talk about different sources of finances that are available to the company, like equity source of finance, debt source of finance. We will talk about Islamic source of finance as well. Then the calculation of the cost of capital. How do you calculate the cost of capital? Different types of capital structure theories, dividend policies, and many other financial decisions in different business stages. This is what we have to discuss in syllabus area C. Then comes the business valuation area, in which we have to look at the different techniques that we use to calculate the value of the company. How do we estimate the worth of the business, value of the company? How do we calculate that? There are different methods that we will be discussing in the business valuation. Then working capital management. This area focuses on different elements of working capital, like receivables, payables, cash, inventory, overdraft, how to manage each and everything. Then different types of working capital policies, investment policy, financing policy, all of this stuff we will discuss in the working capital area. And finally, the risk management area, in which we are going to focus on the financial risk that a business face, and how can we reduce that risk, or how can we manage that risk. There are two types of the risk that we will be talking about: interest rate risk, or foreign exchange risk, or foreign currency risk. Then how to hedge them. Hedging means try to reduce the risk that a business faces. Different types of hedging techniques we will talk about in the risk management area. Okay. Now, the examiner have guided you with a lot of things in advance, which are going to be helpful for you for the preparation of the exam. What are those things? First of all, one CRQ, one constructed response question, examiner will test from the investment appraisal area. So it means that in advance, that 20 marks of the exam will be tested. One long question, one constructed response question will be tested from investment appraisal area. You know that in advance. That is a big plus. Okay. And plus, let's say in section A, let's say you get 3 4 MCQs or 2 3 MCQs, so 26 marks, around 26 to 28 marks of the exam, which is like a major portion of exam, will come from this area. That is why, I said in advance that this is the most important area. So you know that one CRQ will be from the investment appraisal area. Similarly, the examiner have told you in advance that one OT case question will be from business valuation, OT case section B question, 10 marks question, and one OT case question will be from risk management. So the section B, which have three OT cases, two OT cases, will come from one from business valuation and other from risk management. So 40 marks of the exam you can predict in start that from where the exam will be tested. And that is very useful for the students. Okay. Now, the question is that from where the third OT case or second CRQ might be tested. Now remember, the business valuation and risk management, these two areas, they won't be tested in section C. These two areas won't be tested in section C. You don't have to like practice the long question for these two areas. Okay, say that is the first thing that you need to remember. Now second CRQ can come from either business finance or WAC or working capital management. Let's say, for example, if you get a long question, second CRQ from business finance area, then the third OT case will be from working capital area. And similarly, let's say if you get if you got second CRQ from working capital management area, then the third OT case will be from business finance and WAC area. Why? Because examiner will make sure obviously to test each and every area of the course, right? So that is why like you can predict this paper is, I think, most predictable amongst the skills level. Okay, FM. As far as section A is concerned, you can expect the question from any syllabus area A, B, C, D, E, F, any syllabus area. You can get the question from section A. It's random. Okay, so that is interesting. Before starting the preparation, you guys will know that okay, from these areas, the questions will be tested, so you can predict a lot of paper. Okay, now what are the features of the course that we are offering? Let's discuss that. Now I will be teaching you the ACCA financial management, and I will teach you ACCA FM in a very clear, practical, and exam focused way. Okay, my goal is very simple. My goal is to make the concepts simple for you guys, understandable for you guys, so you can easily apply those while attempting the exam. Okay, now at Wisdom School of Accountancy, we offer complete pre-recorded lectures that will help you to prepare for the exam effectively and confidently. Okay, now the pre-recorded lectures, they are pre-recorded. You can access these through our dedicated mobile and desktop application. So basically, they will provide you with the flexibility. You can study at your own pace, whenever you are comfortable, available for the studies. You can like just log in and play the lectures. You can pace yourself according to your situation. That is the biggest benefit of the recorded lectures. Then obviously, to pass an exam, the most important part is to practice and practice the past paper questions. So I will guide you through like many past paper questions, exam style questions, and I will teach you approach on how to like correctly solve them. Okay, which obviously will be essential for passing your exam. Then uh, there will be notes. I have my own notes that will be available, that will be provided for you, that will be provided to you. You can use those for the revision purpose. Then to support you guys throughout, like your preparation, WhatsApp support is also available. You will be added to the class WhatsApp group. You can ask the question whatever you want to, any query that you have, that will be responded. Then there will also be a revision crash course, which is basically which I have designed just to quickly go through the most important areas, that will be tested in the exam. So just like you can say 2 weeks before the exam, around this 2 weeks or 3 weeks before the exam, we will have a crash course as well, in which we will revise and revision will be done via the most recent past papers. Uh, then finally, mocks. There will be exam style mock that you guys will attempt. The mock you can access from your ACCA portal, and once you have done that mock will be marked, and then we will have a discussion regarding that. Okay. So if you are interested in enrolling in our course, you can contact us on the details that I will mention in the description. And in the same playlist, I am gonna upload many videos, demo videos of the different topics from ACC FM. You guys can go through that as well, and then you can make your final decision.